Motivation. What should we do, Crystal? What should we do? What should we talk about for...
Motivate people.
I know.
You're
I'm
the
trying...
motivating one.
Oh, yeah. I'm real motivated. I can feel my headache coming back. It's great.
Oh, no.
No, it's all your fault. Don't worry
Gotta
about it.
try a warm washcloth. Put a pillow underneath your legs when you lie down so that way you elevate your heart.
I'm definitely not pregnant. You know that, right?
No, but it helps. It just helps all the blood rushing and everything.
Here, okay.
You put it under your knees so that way you stay level. And
So-
put a nice warm washcloth over your eyes.
Yeah, that actually. You put. I found Victoria had like a eye mask, but it was with gel in it, so you could freeze it, and I wore that a little bit, and that helped. But, anyways, morning motivation. What should we talk about today? Let's say, a lot of times we interact with people, we forget what the purpose of the interaction is. I like to think that there's no such thing as a bad interaction. There's always something you can learn from people. Sometimes you learn that you don't want to talk to that person ever again. That may be it. But in general, there's always some knowledge you can get from any person, whether it be someone who's doesn't seem knowledgeable at all, or someone who seems difficult to deal with. They still have some sort of knowledge that they can impart to you. But a lot of the times we forget and we feel that the right to be heard supersedes our necessity of listening. It's a great saying that I saw in a movie once was, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you should listen twice as much as you speak. And I've was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Maybe. I have not watched the movie. I have read the book. So, we covered this a while ago, but anyways. So the point is this, though. I think we really need to scrape down the calluses that we have from conversation, and really approach it in a less vain fashion, I think would be the word for it. So in other words, instead of looking what you can convey, look towards how you can benefit from a conversation with someone, what you can learn. A lot of times people will say that they have a hard time interacting with people because they don't let the conversation go. And when you realize is that it's when you only talk about yourself, people stop listening because they don't really give a shit about you. That's why it's so important to ask questions and learn about what people go through. And at the same time, you want to make sure that you're not asking so much that you're becoming nosy, because people will come to you with that information when they trust you and in their own time, right? You can't rush those kind of things. It's like friendship or a relationship. And that's why I think we really need to reevaluate how we interact with people. Right now, where we have the social distancing and the masks, and a lot of people are really angry and frustrated and don't really have anywhere to vent. So they're directing it towards people who they may perceive to be, for lack of a better word, beneath them. And that's a horrible, horrible thing. After all is said and done, we are all human. And I know I'm not human. I'm definitely a robot or some sort of alien being sent from space. Okay? You're definitely not human. That's for sure.
No.
We already found out. We found out earlier on she was cloned when she went down to the talent agency, and they had a whole thing, right? She had to fight her old self, then the clone won, and that's what we got back. Now she's all like, I'm so smart, look at me. But this is the whole thing, is that when we interact with people, stop thinking about what you can gain and start thinking about how you can help. I know that sounds weird, that like, oh, how does that apply to a conversation? I have this argument with Victoria. I have this argument with other people that are near and dear to my heart. That I'm like, listen, have I ever led you wrong? Have I ever given you poor information? Have I ever shown that I am not acting in your best interests? The answer is no. Why? Because I don't feel that's beneficial. I wouldn't be a good friend if I did that to you. But just trust me sometimes. Take that information. Like, look, I told some people, hey, do some research, learn some stuff. And she went gangbusters on it, and it's a fantastic thing. It's a fantastic thing. Now, granted, now I have to suffer for it, but I'm willing to suffer. I'm willing to suffer. You know why? Because it's a good thing. These are good things we can do. Stop being a piece of fucking shit. Be a good person. Interact with somebody. Listen, how am I going to turn? And what I told her, and we had a big long yesterday's episode, and she kind of got pissy with me, and I was like, okay, fine, right? You did kind of, but that's okay. The reason is because I came across like I was trying to stifle her growth, and that's not the point. The point is I want to make sure that her growth is...
It's a personal problem, because I feel like everybody underestimates me all the time and talks down to me or tells me that I'm not doing the right thing.
And that's it.
It's been like a turn of events that I really haven't done the right thing, and I know I haven't in a lot of situations. And
that's
I
okay.
own up to that every morning. I'm the one that has to look in the mirror every day. So I get a little sensitive about it.
Easy solution, get rid of mirrors. No problem.
No, I am way too vain for that. I want to be pretty.
All I'm saying, guys, is listen. Stop thinking about you and thinking about us. Thinking about we. These are the benefits when we interact with people on a daily basis. This is one of the crazy things is that the more we think about us and we, is the less we think about I and me. And that's why if we're thinking about how we're all going to deal with this together, that's where we're benefit. Like, look, I told a story a little while ago about how I was in a gas station. There was a lineup. Somebody butted in line, so we had to kind of back up, but the guy behind me didn't really back up, and he was a little too close, and I was uncomfortable. And then I just looked at him, and I was like, I was honestly ready to just punch him right in the fucking head. That's what I was getting. That was my solution. That was my quick solution. And I was like, that's not fair. I looked at him, I said, maybe I could get a little more space. And he looks up and goes, you're right. And he took a step back, and I'm going, you know what? Was that so hard? Was it? I don't know what he's thinking about. I don't know what kind of day he's had. I don't know anything. So what? I should attack him because I don't consider that somebody else could have difficulties? That's unfair. It's unreasonable. It's inhumane. Right?
Or wonder if his mind was somewhere else in the minute. He didn't realize how close he was. Like he was just kind of, you don't know.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden,
and that's why
there's people carrying around guns, and they're like, you approach somebody angry, they're gonna approach you angry back.
And that's why, guys, start thinking about us and we, and less about I and me. And that's all I have to say. Crystal, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, sorry. Simply me, YouTube, Crystal Razzie on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And Dino,
guys,
or Dino.
Dino the Genetic Marvel. I fuck that up every time. You know that, right? It's the one thing I fuck up every time. So hey, you can take that. Dino the Genetic Marvel, guys. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I think I'm going to start tweeting too. I said that the other day. I'm going to start tweeting things just to fuck with people. I might just start attacking random people just to see what happens. But as well, guys.
I put our videos on Twitter.
Fuck! So, Morning Motivation Rant, guys. YouTube, Instagram. We have a Facebook fan page. We release some clips there. I'm debating we might do something different with the clips going forward. I'm still working through that, trying to figure out what we're going to do, but we have a plan. But as well, guys, if you want to listen, we're on audio platforms: Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast Podcasts, Radio Public, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We use smoke signals. We use Morse code. It's very long to listen to with Morse code, but it is still worth it. Guys, listen, stay motivated. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye!